mornings?
No, I
Cause like
mean,
the way I used to do it when I was at Cutco, and this is why I'm asking, cause I wanna understand the correlations. It's like, I would always do like, I'd always offer 2 times. And then like, if neither of them work, then I would just have two other times throughout the week. But that's why I was just curious, is that.
Hey, it's Catherine
what are
again.
the average, like, most of my people are in the afternoon, so I'm gonna offer them afternoon times first. Does that make sense? What I'm asking?
yeah, it does.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there you are. I couldn't hear you for just a minute.
I was muted.
They
Well, then,
are my first 4. Like there, so I can't give you I don't have a consistency yet because I don't have.
Morning, DZ.
Database too.
yeah,
Morning.
okay.
Generally.
I already said good morning to Catherine and Murtaza because they were in the previous. We spent the previous hour together. They're gonna be so sick of me.
Kind of. But again, that's not.
Fathom note taker. That note taker is pretty cool. That's a sweet little addition.
I know, right?
Accurate with my calendar than I need it to be, so.
Yeah.
Setting that up will be. More effective, I think.
Okay.
This objection's 201.
It is.
It's
You mean
it's an
2.0?
eco.
You mean 2.0?
Well,
Oh,
no.
201, I guess is, that's fair.
It was objection
101.
110 last week,
Yeah.
so. We're officially in a 200 level class now. Oh, man.
Making sure no one else is jumping in.
How'd you like that other house you looked at last week? The second one.
The
one
after that,
Zealand.
so I had actually seen that one before, and if it wasn't right off Riley Street, I think it would do a lot more.
Mm.
Big time busy road, and
Yeah.
I I don't know if it's the current owners, because they've only been in, I want to say 3 years, but the ones just before it, I think were the ones that finished off the basement, and I don't know what their plan was as far as like wall construction. From a flow standpoint, I mean, it's weird maze.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah, like totally could have done an unbelievable like master. Or even just like a lower level second ensuite, basically with a walk-in closet, bathroom. It was right there for the taking and just effed it all up. It was almost impressive.
Maybe go out of your way, spend more time doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Well, on the one before that, you kind of got whammied with weird layouts of basements, because the 2 rooms had like all 3 rooms in the basement. The one before that I was at had like, they all had a sink and a toilet setup.
Right, you had it plumbed in like 4 ways, and you're like, we're gonna have
It
a
was really
sewer for the bar too? Like, oh man.
All right, guys, it's 11:05. We've done our normal of giving it 5 minutes for the people who want to come late. I guess we'll call
I was an hour early.
them. Corey's like, I've been here for an hour already, man. An hour and 5 minutes. Hour and 10 minutes, probably. You're 5 minutes early. Anyway, hey, I decided to do a objection handling 201 wrapped around buyers today, and I'm really excited about it. I think we're gonna hopefully leave this this hour together with actual actionable things to plug into your business of how to help your buyers ultimately do 3 things: buy the perfect home at the perfect price and have an amazing home buying experience they're going to be excited to go tell friends about. Okay, because that's what this is all about, guys. It's all about that experience of them telling people about you. Okay, so first of all, I want to start the room with a question. How did you guys feel in reading the email I sent out where it's a 3-step process? Step 1, 75% of the buyers. Step 2, 95. Step 3, meaning you're only showing a buyer homes 3 times maximum. Actually, 75% of the time you're showing them homes 1 time out. What went through your head? What are you guys' thoughts? Open it up for dialogue.
That get to the car and have the conversation of, where's this house on a scale of 1 to 10 for me? It's an 8. Okay, how do we make it an 8? If it's a 10, perfect, let's write an offer. If it's an 8, what do we do to the next house that we look at to make it a 10? So we get to the second house, we're at a 9.5, we'll call it. Perfect. What's, if you're not, this is not the house that we're writing an offer for, what's the 10? What makes it the 10? And asking the whys, getting the questions down,
Mhm.
figuring out truly what they're looking for, because like buyers are liars, like you said,
Yeah.
David.
So when you read that, Corey, what you just said to the room is if you ask better questions, you believe this is possible.
Mhm.
Good, okay. Adrian, what'd you think about that comment? That email of 75% of buyers first time build on, what?
I was surprised at the, I guess, quickness to it being 100%. It's like, it was almost like, does it really only take 3? You know what I mean? Like, I was surprised to see that it was 3 and it was like 100%.
Yeah, good. Anybody else surprised by that? How quick? Catherine, Corey, yeah.
Mhm.
Can't see Murtaza. So tell me. I'm gonna ask this of Adrian because he brought it up. Tell me where that perspective came from, that 3 times out, 2 times out, somebody buys a house is quick. How did you come up with that perspective that it's quick?
I think it's just ignorant that I don't know what I don't know. So to
Okay.
me, 3 is just quick. Not necessarily going off any data.
Yeah. But it's a perspective you have,
Yeah,
right? Just trying to dig deep into where did that perspective come from?
right. I don't know if it came from a specific place. I think it really is more of a, I just didn't know, and to see that it was, I think honestly, it's more the 100%, like it's more of that and the 3 than it is like the 3, I guess, if that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like maybe like 100% of buyers and 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know exactly where that came from though,
Okay,
as far as that perspective goes.
so the perspective could just be you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, Corey, how about your perspective? Why did you feel that was quick?
Because when I was buying my first house, we did not look at 3 houses. We looked at more than 10, I can tell you that. I'm not necessarily, but to build on that, those questions, those great questions, those leading questions to figure out why the house wasn't the house that we were looking for, wasn't there. It
Mhm.
was, okay, well, we have these houses on Zillow. All right, cool. Which ones you like?
Right.
Not
Right.
why'd you enjoy it, or what made this house the one for you, or what could we do differently in the house that we just looked at? And then using that information to guide the buyer and the experience. So for me, it was, look, here's Zillow, here's 10 open houses that we can hit today. Let's go look at these houses.
Mhm. So I'm gonna unpack a couple of things with you, so I appreciate your candor and honesty on this. So number one, 3 times out doesn't mean we're just looking at 3 houses.
No.
Right?
Right.
We could go 3 times out and look at 10 houses.
Right.
Right? 3 and 3 and 4.
Mhm.
Right? So it's not the number of houses, it's the times out.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2 thing that I heard you say was, the person you worked with to buy your house was a door opener and that was about it.
Mhm.
So your perspective of it's quick was just based upon what? Your experience
Yeah.
of having a door opener.
Mhm.
Okay. Who else said it felt quick? Catherine, you raised your hand. Where does that perspective of you coming from?
I guess kind of like Corey, I haven't bought a house myself, but people that I know who've been in the process of buying a home, I don't feel like it went that fast for them. It was like months long processes.
Okay.
Is it safe to say that the industry has basically told the general public that if you're buying a home that quickly, or again, if you go out 3 times, that is a quick amount of time to go and buy a home? Is that the way the industry potentially has trained our general public to think?
Potentially, I'm gonna hold that thought, Mitch. I'm gonna go back to Catherine. So Catherine's perspective again of quick is based upon what? Just her experience. I'm following a theme here.
Mhm.
Okay. Corey's got his because of his experience. Just his experience. That's all he's basing his perspective on.
Mhm.
Adrian has his based upon his I don't know what I don't know perspective.
Mhm.
Catherine has her perspective of that's quick based upon just her perspective of maybe one or two or three people she knows looking for a buyer, looking for a home, that's what they're experiencing months and months. Derek, go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of air quotes success stories on Facebook of people sharing. Oh yeah, I've been working with these clients for 12 months, and we've seen 482 houses, and I'm so happy that we got them into their happiest home and whatever. You know, I think a lot of those get shared on Facebook, and maybe that's just because I'm friends with a lot of realtors. But that helps build that perspective of and that shock that that number is quick.
Yeah, 100%. Derek, your perspective that you're sharing with the group is very valid in that, yeah, there's all kinds of door openers that have a real estate license. Can I say that again? There are all kinds of door openers that have a real estate license that I feel treat their buyers unfairly. Okay. I feel are horrific when it comes to customer service and really adding value and helping that client make a wise decision. Here's what they're saying. Here's what they're saying, and listen closely, okay? I'm representing Leslie. Leslie's the buyer, okay? Well, Leslie, super excited about this. I'm gonna just send you all kinds of home on the little 13.5-inch screen computer. And you tell me what home let me know when you figure it out, and I'll go open some doors for you. And I'm just gonna keep opening doors for you until you figure it out. And if it takes you 6 months, it takes you 12 months. Oh well, but you gotta figure it out on your own, babe. Sorry. Tell me I'm not wrong.
There's a certain level of what is it, the volatility of choice. I mean,
But tell me that's not how 99% of realtors work. That's their value proposition. Corey, do you have anybody sending you homes? I'll start sending you homes. They're all on Zillow. How is that a value proposition?
Yeah.
How is that a value proposition? I'll send you homes. Like what? Like I'm a realtor. You can't even say it right. I'm a realtor, but I'm a realtor, and I'll send you homes. What? They're all on Zillow. They can go to GRAR, they can go to homes.com, they can go to Renfit, they can go to 700 different websites and freaking find homes online to go look at. That's like your doctor saying, I'll send you the x-rays, let me know what you think. What do you think we should do with that? So yeah, Derek, your perspective is spot on. We are filled with an industry of buffoons. Sorry, but we are. Okay, so how do we change that? How do we make that better? So just remember what I said. The email I sent relative to 3 times out, people are buying homes, felt quick to all of you because of your perspective. Okay. Well, let's change your perspective. Is taking clients through homes a good thing to educate them?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. Is just opening the door without asking great questions a service? No, it's not. Can you spend a lot more time on the front end understanding your client, understanding their lifestyle, validating what's important to them through a dialogue, through a question, through going 5 whys deep. Why is that important to you, Adrian? Why is that important to you, Derek? Why is that right? Can you ask enough questions to figure out where they are at, what's important to them, and then understand you guys know where the market's at, right? So you know what your job is. You know you have to bring them from here to here. Can you do that in a masterful buyer presentation when asking lots of great questions? So that now you know where that client needs to go. You know how to find them their home, because it's not finding it in a matter. It's I completely understand Leslie's situation. Like completely. We've talked about why a lot. What her fears are, what's important to her. Okay, so much so that we're gonna get done with that, and what's your calendar look like? We're gonna begin the process. Okay, you can't buy a home from a 13.5-inch screen. You need to get out there, see it, touch it, smell it. Right? Like we'll set it up, we're gonna go out. Okay. And if you see some things you want to take a look at, go ahead. Look for some of my way, but I understand what you're looking for, and I'm on this. I'm gonna set some things up for us to go look at.
Can I comment about that?
Sure.
So I have a client currently, and the first time I took him out, cause I asked him like, why do you need this much land? Why do you need this? Why do you need these things? And I thought that I took him to like the perfect house. Like it had from what I thought that I heard, it had everything for them, right? And I was like, why aren't we writing an offer? But then the next house that we went to, they like disclosed something else, and I'm like, why didn't I think to ask you that question? It would have eliminated like me having taken out, to see this other house, and totally validates why they didn't want that particular house. So asking great questions is super critical. It like I realized that mistake that I made, and I'm in a grateful spot because they don't send me houses. I ask them, when are you available to go out? And then I arrange them, and they say, well, okay, what's the address? And then they just meet me there. So that's a fabulous place to be. And I went out in the rain with them on Friday night, and we looked at, and come on. Listen.
So not to interrupt, but what Leslie just said is she's still learning great questions. She's still learning, right? As she's getting to know her client, what's a deeper why? What's a deeper thing? What's something else I should ask, right? And so that's a process too, to learn those great questions, right? But my point is if you do an amazing job understanding and validating, asking great questions, and going deep on the why, and driving the bus, but this is completely different than I'm going to send you a bunch of homes. Let me know which one doors you want to open. And if you can look at enough homes by yourself, and you and your wife have different opinions, maybe someday you'll figure out what you're going to buy. How horrible is that? How frustrating is that?
It would be super.
How stressful is that?
All
Right?
of those things.
All those things. You went through it.
The house we ended up buying, we didn't even tell our realtor about. We found it ourselves through an open house.
You know how many times I've heard that in 30 years? A lot.
Mhm.
My realtor didn't even find me my home. I found it myself. Because your realtor didn't get to know you and ask great questions and understand your situation and help you with this. He gave you the x-ray of your broken arm and said, what do you think? Is this making sense, everybody? So it starts up front with that. Set the stage. Tell me more about that. Why is that important to you?
And I guess that was my point, was they want to have you ask them. So asking more questions was. Yeah, it would save. Yeah,
Well, and then it gets fun because then once you are there and you really are clear and you validated it, validated means, so this is what you told me. So this is what your house would look like. Yes. So this is right. You're getting buy-in from them as so I'm taking notes for a while. So just to confirm, this is this and this, yep. Got it. Okay. So we're gonna schedule a time, Saturday, Leslie, we're gonna go out. You're gonna send me home's great, but I'm on track. I got some things that are coming up for sale. I got another, I got you. We're gonna be in the, I'm really excited. Tomorrow, Leslie sends me home. Completely different from this list that she went, yep. Okay. The door opener does what? Oh, sure, well, yep. Can we show you another one? Oh, another one popped up today. Quick, good. Right. We're flying around like a wild chicken with a head cut off.
do that again.
But think about it. Quick, how we got quick? I know you got I know your wife's having a baby, but tough shit. A house just popped up. I gotta go see it. What? Okay, so then I can go, well, Leslie, hey, thanks for the email. I'm happy to set that up, but that's not what we talked about. What changed? Is something changing I don't know about? It's missing this and doesn't have this, and it's too much this, and like, I'm confused. It allows me, because I validated it and she affirmed it, right? It allows me to go, that's what?
Okay.
Not just, okay, well, another one, okay. I'm not a genie. Boom, what do you want? Boom, what do you need? Boom, what do you want? But we're not. Guys, you're professionals. Act like it. Treat your consumer like it. When you take the time to go 5 whys deep and ask great questions and really get to know them and really appreciate them and understand them and help them, and right? That's a great experience for them. Because they know what? They know that you care. They know what? They know that you're listening to them and truly wanting to help them. Okay? So, step 1. Okay? Step 2, set proper expectations. Proper expectations at the meeting. You have a wealth of knowledge in the MLS and the database in front of you. And as you're digging into your whys and you're spending a half an hour, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, and they're starting to lay out their needs and their wants and their lifestyle, why it's important, and tell me more about that and why that's important. And you're starting to talk about, kind of, okay, price range and all the things, right? Okay, your first step is to go, well, let's just see. I'm gonna go to my.
Sorry, keep going. I'm
just gonna go in here a minute, Leslie, while we're here together, and just do a quick. The last 2 months, has there been anything like that is sold? How powerful is that? In the last 2 months, remember, we're in a seller's market. Remember, values are continually in the last 2 months. Let's see what's going on in the marketplace. Is anything like that? Like, plug in your price range, plug in your area, plug in all your whys and wants, and right? Boom. Ooh, 0 results. Well, let's start. If you couldn't have all 92 of these things, what if we took off 3 and changed this? And oh, no, there's a couple. What do you, with something like that? Or right, you're setting proper expectations. Okay. You're showing sold comps. You're showing what's for sale. You're showing how many things are for sale. You're setting proper expectations. How? Guys, we're still in a seller's market. Here's what that means. 2008, 9, 10, we had 13 months of inventory. It's a buyer's market. A balanced market that doesn't favor buyer or seller is 5 to 6 months. We have 3 weeks of inventory. Adrian, do you know what that means? That means if nothing new comes for sale today, in 3 weeks, there will be 0 homes for sale because they've all sold. Okay, so it's still a seller's market. Now, thankfully, Adrian, we're currently in a buyer advantage season. Okay, because what's happened is interest rates have more than doubled in the last year, which has caused a lot of buyers to go, I'm going to press pause. Because a lot of buyers are pressing pause, you've removed, it's an artificial, it's a temporary demand removal. Okay, so we have a window of opportunity. It's not going to last long, which means there are some homes, not all of them, but there are some homes that we can negotiate off the price. We can negotiate the seller to pay for a 2-1 buy down cost, right? There's some negotiations in there, but you're setting proper expectations. Here's the market we're in, but here's the opportunity, and here's how I'm going to help you with this. Set proper expectations. Okay. What if you're doing your why and what they want, and it's like it's a needle in a haystack. Showing the solds, all information will help manage that. Right? Or if it's still a needle in a haystack, what if they're like, yeah, but I gotta. Yeah, ask more why. Why? Leslie, I would love to do that for you. But I'm not a miracle worker. I don't have a magic wand. I can't go bippity boppity booing, right? Turn you into a pumpkin or whatever, right? So
It's a season.
So what if the market will not provide that for you? We just did a whole bunch of solds in the last 2 months. There was 0. I went back 4 months. There was 0. I went back a year. There's 0. If the market's not there, do you for sure want to buy a house? You told me you do, and this is why what's important, right? Where should we adjust? What are your thoughts about expanding the area? What are your thoughts about raising your price? What are your thoughts about, right? Set proper expectations. If they're looking to the new hashtag, what if they're all over the board?
They think they're all over the board, but they,
What if they are all over the board?
Oh, literally.
they think they're all over the board, but when you actually go show them anything that's all over the board, then they go, oh no.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they have answers to your questions, but they didn't know until they went out there.
I bet they would if you asked better questions and more
That's what I'm
questions.
learning. Mhm.
But it's easy to fall into that trap, right? It's easy to fall into. Well, let me just show you a bunch of shit and you can help me figure it out. But it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. I've gotten involved with Cindy and Mitch's little home search, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little excursion, right?
Kind of a home search. And I've had more questions wrapped around, really? Why? That's important? You're all over? No, you're not. Like helping him to prioritize, helping him to focus in on what is important, right? And what's this all about? And 5 years from now, does it matter that you pay $5 grand or 10 grand more for a home that you think you're overpaying? It's not going to matter in 5 years, right? Like, what am I doing? I'm setting proper expectations. I'm managing his expectations. I'm simplifying them and asking great questions for him to go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's my house.
And guess who doesn't like hearing it? Me.
Guess
who
who
needs to hear it? Me.
He fights it tooth and nail. You have been. You are kicking and screaming. You are behind my back, flicking me off. You're like, he is, but he knows he needs it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. He's the worst. If he had his
because I
way-
know too much or just enough about too many things. That's probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah, there's more reason for the why, but we won't get into that. But seriously, right? He would be a real estate agent's worst nightmare because every day, oh, this one just popped up quick. We gotta go see it quick. He
saw
did
him
it.
just like that,
He
too.
did it to me. I'm on the phone with, hey, this one here just popped up. I'm like, it's been for sale for 31 days. What the fuck are you talking about? I just popped up. My dad and mom are could we do Sunday at noon? I'm like, I gotta freaking sit down and talk to him. Yeah, fine, we'll set it up, right? So I set it up. We're all scheduled. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot this morning. 2 fucking hours before Sunday morning. Yeah, we don't need to see that one. We can pass. And this is, mind you, on Friday, I said to him, I said, why are you looking at a 2-story?
No.
You're looking at ranches, you like the open, you like to entertain. I know what you like to do. This has got 700 square feet and yeah, but I still want to hear whatever. You're not ready to listen to me yet. I get it. Fine. 2 hours before.
I'm ready now.
2 hours before.
ready now.
Cancel the show. I don't want to like. Did you love my response?
Oh, yeah.
My response to him was,
Okay.
okay. I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
You're a dumbass.
Cindy gave me that call on Friday, and I had a retreat.
When
with my
she
daughter
did that
for
way
weekend.
before that was necessary. I was like, do not reach out to anyone.
We would have to cancel a retreat for
Do
church
not,
to go
do
to
not,
this, but
do
I
not.
really don't want to.
But that's just it.
Yeah, I'm probably busy that day.
There are agents
Yeah.
I know in the delivery room with their wife giving birth, coordinating showings because someone had to get into a house. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
Like that tells me they did not do their job. That tells me they did not have these conversations and ask great questions and set proper expectations. And that tells me all they said was, well, I'll send you a bunch of shit. You let me know when you want to go through them and I'll set it up because I don't have a life. I just wait around for people to call me and say, when do you want to go show houses? Come on. Is this resonating? I sure hope so. Because you guys are better than that. And yeah, he's a pain in the ass, right? We get it. But he'll come around.
I might be around.
He's coming around already.
I might be around. I had to do some soul searching this weekend.
Right? But
I had a couple
we're
espresso martinis. I feel better about it.
we're here with him because how we validated some things and asked some great questions and set proper expectations and managed his craziness, right? Like I said, okay, get a load of this. I said, okay. And I can do this because I have a relationship, right? If you don't ask a lot of whys and build that relationship and that customer doesn't feel like Leslie's got me. I believe in her. Corey's got it. He's my man, right? If you don't go there, you can't do this. And this was, okay, I said okay to him on Sunday because I'm freaking annoyed with him. And then I gotta lie because it's an hour and a half before the scheduled showing time. So I do lie once in a while to manage our industry, okay? I texted the agent, so very sorry, my buyer was not feeling well this morning, and that's kind of a lie. He's feeling fine.
Yep.
But I had to give a legitimate reason for why an hour and a half before the showing we're canceling it. I couldn't say because I didn't manage my buyer's expectations and take good care of him. I'm just an order taker. I just opened doors and he canceled. But that's what happened. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm picking on you. You know I was gonna pick on you.
Oh, yeah. It's probably not the only
But-
real
but-
chat we're gonna have to see.
But guys, because I have a relationship with him, I didn't even talk to him this morning. You know what I did? I know what house he wants. I know it's going to make him happy. He just doesn't know it yet. It's the house he's made a couple offers on. He's dicking around with. Okay. What did I do? I scheduled a showing for him and I had to go look at that tomorrow. Scheduled the showing time, sent him a calendar invite. We're going to go see it. He sees it. He comes over. Hey, any chance you could change that to the afternoon? Because I got this, and my dad's got this, and right over there. I'm like, basically, I said to him, no,
I heard that. I did actually have to change another appointment though, so
because this is important.
yes.
And if you truly want this house, you're not helping your case if we don't give the homeowner 24-hour notice.
Mhm.
They live there. They want it cleaned. They want to prepare. I'm doing this for you. I'm saying no. I feel like that's a kid. I'm saying no because it's for your own good. I'm saying no because it's gonna help you with this negotiations. But I can't do that if I don't have a relationship. I can't do that if that customer client doesn't believe without a shadow of a doubt, Corey has their best interest at heart. He's an expert. He has strategies and ways to help me. Like Leslie does a great job of this. She naturally does it, but she's learning what we're teaching her. And like, she's got a whole Amish community that wants to be, I'm surprised she's not turning Amish yet, but I mean, she's done such a great job,
The bonnet would be.
right? And she's still learning, right? It's not that she knows everything. She's constantly on the phone with me, which is great, right? But she has such a calming, natural leadership ability and building that trust and rapport. People are like, here, Leslie, here's my checkbook from the Amish community. What do you like? Seriously, that's kind of the relationship, right? That's what you need to do with everybody. What are your guys' thoughts, comments? So give me some feedback here.
How many Mitch clients do you all have?
And Mitch clients are real. They're everywhere.
Want a Mitch client now or?
Hey, a client's client.
When you have a couple of Mitch clients, you will step up your game on your presentation. They'll step up your game on asking questions and why questions and hard questions. It'll step up your game on setting proper expectations and really digging in.
I gotta make sure our broker still has it. I'm really just testing y'all.
I think probably the biggest thing for me was giving myself grace in learning what the questions were.
Mhm.
And there were times I'd come out of a showing or whatever, and I'm like, and he's like, well, did you ask him? Nope. Well, did you ask him? Nope. So learning what those great questions are changes for each client. And definitely, I'm still learning what that looks like. And that's why I come here to these meetings and to help feed that and help me recognize what those great questions are, because every client is different, right? Like, we might all relate to somebody with Mitch, but they have different things that they're concerned about. So to listen what are great questions for Mitch is going to be different. So it's just training your mind and coming and listening to these meetings, which are super helpful for me, because then I'm like, oh, duh, that's how I would have gotten that response. Why didn't I think of that? Right. So like, just take great notes, right? And just review and talking to people and asking great questions and learning what those great questions are is super important.
I've said this to you, but okay. So Leslie's aha is she's still learning. Okay. I'm 30 years in the business. I still pay $1,000 a month for a coach because I'm still learning. It's okay. We never arrive. We're always just still learning and growing. But you got to be okay with that. You got to have an appetite for that and an attitude for that and understand that, right? And embrace that. Okay. So often in this industry, I see it. Oh, I got a couple, 3 years. I had a good year last year. I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. The market's constantly shifting. You had a manna year. You had a manna month. You know what a manna is? Yeah, just falls from the sky. Hey, I want to buy that house. Can you open the door and write the offer for me? That's manna. Well, that's not normal. Okay. So stay coachable, stay learning. Okay. I'm 30 years in. I'm still learning. I still got a coach. Okay. Number 3, past setting proper expectations, confirm their max approval, talk to the lender, connect with the lender. Even if it's a cash buyer and we want to spend $2 million on this vacation property, if I found you the perfect thing for 2.5 or 3, would you want me to tell you about it? Another great question. Right? The order taker goes 2 million, got it. The specialist goes. Okay. 2 million, got it. That's kind of your goal. If I found you something at 2.75, that's amazing and perfect. Would you want me to send it to you? Who's gonna say no? If they got a $2 million budget, I'm pretty sure they can spend 3. Look at that, right? Like, it's a no-brainer. Okay, so know your ins and outs, know your client, understand their situation, understand their why.
Can I say what I've learned about that? Your $2 million client might be able for 3. What I've learned is they set their thought on what their desires are gonna buy, but then when they see it in the market, they realize that it's not gonna buy them that.
Mhm.
And then they naturally move up,
Mhm.
cause I have that with 2 clients currently. And it's like, I've been showing them what they said, and it's not what they want. And I'm like, well, so here is what you want. And it's this, right?
How-
So
let me-
that's
Sorry.
no, that's right, sorry.
How common is that, do you think, in a seller's market? Okay. Where every time we meet with a seller, oh my gosh, I had no idea my house is worth that much, right? So if that's the case, and that's the market we're in, how many buyers are going, this is what I want, and it doesn't equate to what they want to spend?
100%.
All of them,
Yeah.
And
all of them.
And I will say even for myself, because it's been a while for me, but yeah, the home that I first purchased at $150,000 is now well over 300. And I'm like, seriously, like what I would have had, but that was over 15 years ago, right? And I like, what does that look, a lot of your people, if they're a first time home buyer, they don't know what houses are, what they're worth, because they're new, their first time, right? But if they've had a home for 5 years or less or whatever, they've been growing at a pace. So they still don't even know. So you have to educate them. And you have to,
Yeah.
so like validate that 100%.
Today, guys, every buyer out there has wine taste on a beer budget.
Say that one more time.
Has wine taste on a beer budget. They want the nicer things, but they only want to pay for the beer.
But is it because they don't know that the nicer things are actually that value? Or is it because that they just,
They just don't know.
that's what I mean. So you have to just
Yep.
educate them. on-
Most people go into a buyer approval situation and go, here's what I want my house payment to be. Here's what I want my budget to be. Here's what, right, the numbers. Oh, that means you can buy a $250,000. Okay, Mr. Realtor. I want 10 acres barn, blah, blah, blah. I want. Oh, and my budget's 250. Go find it. Know anybody like that?
Not quite. Not quite that
That one that's
extreme.
listed on
Does that make sense?
5 acres for pretty close to 250. Just rather.
Why do you need the 10 acres when 5?
Whatever,
just
but-
fine?
but Guys, in today's market, everybody has that problem. Well, it's crucially important for you to connect with the lender. The lender goes, yeah, he wanted my budget to be 250, but he could buy $1 million place if he wanted.
Had a few of those. They come through concierge.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend X.
So when you know that,
Very-
I've got the appointment set with Leslie. Cheap ass. She told me she only wants to spend 250, but she can spend $1 million, but she wants, so, okay. So I've got the appointment. We're going out Saturday. I've already connected with the lender. I know what's going on with that, right? Leslie, here's the address for the 250 house. You want to go see? Meet me there. And then after the 250, I got 3 more to show you. Here's the next address. Type it in your GPS. I'll meet you there. That's 500. And the next one's 750. And the next one's $1 million. No, I don't know if you want to spend that or not, but I heard you. What you wanted, what's important to you. Okay. It's up to you. One or two things. Go spend the money on what you want, or severely lower your want. Doesn't matter to me, but here's the market. That's the first time out. Now, are you starting to see that first time out 75% buy a house?
Mhm.
Because I've taken the guesswork out of it. I know what they want. I understand. I've asked 5 whys deep. I know their finances. I know how to drive the bus. I know how to lead her. First time out, she's gonna go, well, maybe she'll go, nope, not doing it. I'm sticking with my budget. Thanks for the education. I'm downsizing my wants. Great. Let's maybe go circle back and go back to the 250. Are you sure? I've done that before, right? Okay. And then you go back out. Or she may go, man, you're naughty. No, I know how to do a job. The $500,000 is really nice. I don't want to spend $1 million's great. I know, right? But maybe she buys $500,000. But if I don't wade through her want, if I don't carve that out and go, but here's where the market's at. And if I don't lead her appropriately, like she's like, I could never go, here's the phone homes going to look at 255, 750 million. She's going to go, take those other 3 off. I don't want to spend that. She's not going to look at them. Howie, hello, I told you my budget's 250. Why are you showing me $1 million house? No, I'm not going. I used to do that. I'm giving you guys 30 years of experience. Don't do that. They're going to say no. Okay. Set them up. Take them through. Educate them. That's your job. So know the mortgage. Step 3. Step 4, start showing homes. Get them out there. What if it's a concierge customer? We get 10 minutes, yeah. What if it's concierge customers and somebody's gonna kill me for this, but that's okay. Concierge customers from out of state, they gotta drive 3 hours, and you're showing them this one house.
Who's gonna kill you?
How do you handle that?
You show
Me.
more than one house.
You were like ghosting the screen with your facial expressions. I was like, I wasn't sure.
Okay, so they live 3 hours away. They're driving in to see this one house. What do? I mean, because you gotta do the understanding and the validating and go 5 whys deep and have that conversation and right. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, have more than one home scheduled, then that's comparable to that one, I guess.
So yes, okay. You have, so this, remember, they've driven 3 hours. You don't know what their schedule is. You want to be respectful of them getting back and the timing, right? So it's a little tricky, right? But you can have a conversation. Hey, I've got 1 or 2 others. Would you have another half an hour time on the backside of this one? I think it'd be wise since we're out, right? You got to be sensitive to their timing in that scenario,
Yeah,
right?
they have 3 hours on the way up. Why not talk to them some then?
Boom. I gave you the clue. They're in the car for 3 hours coming your way. There's your buyer console. You have something they want to go see. Great. I'll meet you there at 3, but at 1 o'clock, I'm going to call you on your way up. And we're going to chat. I want to get to know you. I want to understand what's important to you about this. I want to understand, right? And you spend an hour and a half on the phone with them. And you got them laughing and they love you and you love them. And right. It's like a class reunion when you get to the house. You guys are best friends. Does this make sense? Okay. You got to find a time to do that validation. You got to find the time to build that rapport and relationship. You have to make that time. Otherwise, guess what you are? You're an order taker. You're a door opener. You're a door opener with a real estate license. That's all you are. Then you're chasing them. Hey, what'd you think? Hey, when you coming back? Hey, I haven't heard from you in 6 weeks. Hey, where are you? Marco. Hello. Because you didn't set proper expectations and understand and validate and build that relationship. Okay. So that's how you, when concierge sets an appointment to show a house, okay, you guys have to shift your mindset from it's not about that house, because that house could be sold. How many times does that happen? Okay, it's not about the house. Let me say it one more time. It's not about the house. It's about the new relationship opportunity. Okay. And so you got to find the time. You got to navigate that. Corey, it's Howie. Hey, Mitch just connected us. You get 5-10 minutes on the phone? Yeah. Super excited to show you 123 Main Street, blah, blah, blah. Tell me about that house. Why are you excited to go see that? What about that house has caused you to reach out? I want to see it. Well, it's got 4 bedrooms. Well, what's important about 4 bedrooms? Well, it's in Huntsville. Why it's important about Huntsville? Well, it's got a big backyard. What's important about whatever? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. And you build a connection. You build some rapport. And you build some trust. And they what? They hear you going, I care. And they hear you going, well, that's pretty cool. Hey, we've got some, I'm super excited to not only show this house, but share some of the strategies. Like recently, we just helped a home buyer competing against 9 other offers win, and she paid 23 grand less than the appraised value. So I'm super excited to share that with you too when we meet. Would you like me to share that with you?
Yes.
Who wouldn't? It's about the relationship, right? You spent a half an hour, 40, you said 10 minutes, so you lied again, but you spent a half an hour, 45 minutes answering questions, him getting to know you, them getting to know you, right? Today's Monday. You're going to go see the house on Wednesday. Before you end the call. Hey, and as I'm listening to you, what's important, what's going on, we actually have some off-market homes and some other things we're working on. I might just have a couple other things we really should take a peek at. If you have the time, can schedule it like when we get together, some other really good options that I think you're maybe missing out on that, you know, from everything you've just shared with me, to me, hit the nail on the head for you. In the meantime, can I connect with your lender? Oh, you're not pre-approved. Oh, here's Jerry, and right. And the whole time I had this conversation, the house is pending.
Happens more often than you think.
It does.
The house is pending. It's not about the house. Okay. I have just positioned that buyer, and I gave you a real short and condensed version, right? They're excited to meet with me. They're excited to see homes with me. They're excited to learn about this strategy where I can gain them $23,000 of instant equity when they go buy a house. They're excited about what? Me and what I have to offer. So then, an hour before the showing of 123 Main Street that's been pending for 3 days, I'm sending him a text. Hey, I put a route together for us. Meet me at 234 on Main Street. Right? That's the first house we're going to go look at from our conversation. Remember, we talked and blah, 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 right? Sounds great. I'll meet you there. What are you guys' thoughts about this? Any ahas, any light bulbs, anything going on? Yes, number 8.
I got. So
I love teasing her.
to give you, this is another example of, I would love to just hear what your response would be, because it's actually something you're gonna have a chance to address this afternoon at 3:30. Out of town client, they're looking to move mom from the west side of Michigan to San Diego, South Dakota, different SD. Excuse me.
Big difference.
Where they are living. And in a chance I happened to connect with them this morning. They're going to be interviewing Leslie as an opportunity to potentially list the home here. And they just said, if we were to find a house in South Dakota, can you help us with that? Or would we need to use a local realtor as well? Question mark. I said, we can absolutely assist in that as well. Let's chat more about that in detail this afternoon during our video call. So I guess from your perspective, in a room full of specialists here, diving into, you know, how we can do that.
Okay, wait, stop that. Let me answer this actual question. So I had somebody who like called in and they wanted to see, let's say 123 Main. It was a slab of dirt. And I'm like, how the hell do I show dirt? I had no idea. So before like I educated myself, I lost that person because so can you just restate how you do that? Because once I learned, now I'm chasing, right? So sometimes like when I looked at it on the MLS, they were digital photos of the home. It was like you had to actually see in agent comments that it was not even built yet, right? Like they're projecting this home.
To be built.
Yes.
Yep.
And
What's your
so
question? How to avoid that?
talk through how you respond to that, because like they thought it was a home and it was actually dirt. And I was like, well, how do I show dirt? What do I do with that? So could you respond to that?
Yeah, so it's the same dialogue, right? Because they liked what they saw digitally. They liked the square foot, the bedrooms, the bath, the neighborhood, the right, why, right? Hey, as I'm getting to know you, understand your needs and wants, which has been super helpful. Thanks so much for this time. I've actually got a couple other houses that I think might be fit for you too. You've spent extra time. If you look at this home and then look at two others, it's the same thing. And then you show them the other two. And then you drive by, hey, the one you're looking at, the to be built. So that's probably 6 months off. Can you wait 6 months? And you're in the driver's seat.
So just be prepared, because those happen, right? And
Whether it's a dirt or whether it's a sold, or it's not about the house. It's about the relationship, about the opportunity. So what was your specific question? Did you respond correctly on the text to them, or?
More just, so I essentially said, let's address this in more detail when we actually have our consultation video call later this afternoon. But we got a lot of specialists in this call right now that maybe haven't had that type of a situation come up or opportunity come up yet. More on the outbound potential referral opportunity. I just was curious whether you'd be able to dive deeper into, you know, what that talk track looks like when you do get a chance to speak with that client.
Well, it's the same with any situation. It's not just this situation.
Sure.
Okay. When you guys are building out your sphere, we talk about this, right? When you guys are building your sphere is a big, big world. If you have friends, acquaintances, whatever that live in Tibet, they're going in your database. Okay. And then you're reaching out to them with the same conversations. Hey, how are you? How's Tibet? How's right? Ford calls. Got some exciting news. I've just joined BP Realty as a specialist, not just a realtor. Let me explain to you the benefits to you, consumers, blah, blah, okay? Now, I know I can't fly out to Tibet to help you, right? But I can do the next best thing, which is when you or any of your friends, any of your family members, okay, thinking about buying or selling, I'm your first call. Because then I go through a very extensive interview process, asking the right questions to find you someone that's as close to our standard and our strategies and our tactics of how we help clients to make sure you're getting the best of the best. Same thing here.
Yep.
Right. I might even add to your text, when we talk, you'll learn about our specialists and the impact and difference they're making in clients' lives and how we can help you find specialists no matter where you are. Right? It's differentiating that to help them understand that.
Got it. Makes sense.
Answer your question.
100%. It was just in live time. I was like, oh, this is another really good, not an objection, but how do you set the proper expectation that, yeah, we absolutely can help you
Mhm.
in way more ways than you probably even realize.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. Other questions, comments? Ooh, 12:02. Is this good stuff, guys? Is this helpful? Like, Derek, thanks for joining, buddy. Appreciate you joining.
But
Give some feedback from a 5-year, 4-year veteran.
yeah, it's amazing when you're able to have that buyer consultation and actually get to know them, and you have those conversations, how quickly that trust is built and how quickly the process is made. So my encouragement to everybody in the room is trust the process and make it happen, because your life will be so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, people like doing business with people that they know, like, and trust. So if you don't give yourself that opportunity for them to get to know you, like you, and trust you, you're dead in the water. You're nobody. You're a door opener. You have to make that the priority. It's not about the house. It's about the relationship opportunity. It's about, can I get to like you, know you, and trust you, right? And then on top of that, plus you have value, plus you can, right? You're helping buyers compete on offers and pay 23 grand less than what they're appraised for. Like, that's power. Like, how, like, guys, every time I tell that story, every time, I don't care who, title people, mortgage people, how did you do that? I want to learn about that. That's a powerful success story. Does that happen all the time? No. Is it going to happen? Probably not with a lot of people, but it did. And it's a game changer, right? To say, this is why you need a specialist.
Mhm.
That's why you're telling the story. Same thing on the south side, right? Like people need us. Okay. Corey's living proof that people need a specialist. Corey's home buying experience was ferocious. His realtor didn't even find him the home. Okay. Stop being, I'll beat you with a wet noodle. Stop being a door opener with a real estate license. Because y'all are not that. Okay, that's all I got.
Boom goes the dynamite.
See y'all.
Bye.